Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Coach's Corner. This week we have a jam-packed show talking about our Friday night experience with cheer and flashes being represented and also with our varsity volleyball team being represented. But as you know, if you've watched the show for the last couple of weeks, we also like to give you an insight into the support system we have around us as an athletic department. We've talked to you about our assistant athletic directors, we've met with our strength coach, and today we're meeting with our executive assistant, the first person that anybody ever sees when they come see Greenville ISD Athletics, and that is Miss Olivia Sampson. Olivia, thank you for being with us today.
Of course.
Appreciate you.
Good morning.
All right. Olivia, the first question I ask everybody, when we work like we do and we put in the kind of time that we do, we obviously have to have a large support system at home that allows us to focus on our job and be supportive of what we're trying to get done and what we're passionate about. So talk to us a little bit about your support system.
Oh, great question. I have a great support system. First of all, my kids are, there for me and I'm there for them. So that's a start there. My parents, my mom, my dad, my stepmom, and my sister and her kids, we all just kind of go to all the events together, do everything together. They're all great. I mean, they're for everything. So
Awesome.
Good to know I have them to fall back on.
Your kids have both been active, obviously, all three, because we got the youngest one coming tonight. But I know your two oldest ones have been active here in Greenville ISD in our athletic program in the past. Tell us a little bit about both of them.
Yes, sir. So my oldest, he started, playing football, youth football, and then moved on up to middle school football. High school, he did football, powerlifting. Those kind of things. He loved it. My daughter has done softball. She is on the Flaming Flashes now. She's done that since freshman year. She's a junior now. And then my youngest is with the youth football right now in 4th grade. So yeah, they all loved it. Got to keep them busy, keep them active.
Absolutely. Your youngest Roki spends as much time up here as some of us. I see him all the time up here because of how hard you're working every day. And your oldest is playing collegiately right now, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, he, so his, when he was getting, or on the varsity team up here, we had a couple colleges, doing some scouting. And so one of the colleges that, was interested in him, that's where he ended up. It's Austin College in Sherman. And that's been a whole new experience seeing college football. I've never been to a college game before, so that's been fun. Real
Awesome.
proud. And so he's a whole different realm over there as far as just the schedule they have over there. But it's fun. I like it.
Awesome. What's he studying there at Austin College?
He is going for business administration.
Awesome. Well, he's a good
Yes, sir.
kid. I know I didn't get a chance to coach him last year, but every time I've had a chance to meet him, exceptional guy, and I know Austin College is excited to have him. I've got some former players at Austin College that I keep up with, and I always ask them about him, and they've said he's doing a great job for them. So I'll let you know that. I know we haven't had a chance to talk about that yet, but I think that's important to do. Olivia, when I say you are the front door to the athletic department, I really believe that, because everybody who calls the athletic department every day, they talk to you first. Everybody who walks in our building every day, they see your face first. And so tell me about what you believe that responsibility is for you and what you're trying to accomplish as being the face of our program.
Yeah. Well, I was excited, coming into the athletic department because not only would I get to have close, front row seat with my own kids here, but, just things as a parent that maybe I wasn't seeing before I started here. So I try to, think like, I remember I was a parent at that time, and maybe the coaches are busy, obviously, maybe they didn't post the ticket link or the location, they're busy. So I'm like, I want to try to make sure that I post everything, because I was that parent at one time that was wondering, where things, we're going to be at, the ticket links, just little things that coaches may overlook when they're in a hurry, and then as far as the coaches, I try to do everything I can to try to take, any stress off you guys back that I can, to try to help out. And then as far as, parents or the community that has questions, I try to get those answered in a timely manner so they're not sitting there wondering. So I try to help out and keep things streamlined as best as I can.
Awesome.
And then the same thing with the kids. I try to tell everybody, come to me. If I don't know, I'll find an answer for you.
Yeah.
I'll find a coach. I'll get an answer. So.
Well, I think, one of the things I say when I have parent meetings and we talk about your role, and and I think this is important, especially when I talk about football, right, is you give me the opportunity to think more about football, which obviously I love, right? I love the game. I love being around the kids, and I love teaching the things that we teach through the game. But you allow me the chance to do more of that because you help so much with things that aren't little, but they seem like little things, right? It's, hey, can I get this letter out, or can I send this email here, or can you confirm this? And having that ability for you to take care of that every day just is it's priceless to us. So, and I know you know that, but I think what our parents appreciate again is that you are that source of information for them. If they haven't gotten it from that coach, or a lot of times they can get it from you, and you make sure that they're well informed every day. So I think that's a huge part of the plan that you bring in every day. Obviously that's a role that I know you play. What other things do you feel like that you do for us on a daily basis? What do you feel like you fit in role-wise, just other than that, so everybody can know kind of, hey, what do they expect from Olivia every day?
Well, I make sure that the kids, have meal money so they get to eat after every game. Make sure they have a bus to get to and from. And we just, all the supplies get ordered and make sure, they get everything they need. And it's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. It just, anywhere I can jump in and help, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, so basically, you're the logistical mastermind of all of it, right? So that's awesome, and I think it's important for them to hear, because I think when they come in and they see the people in our system, they need to know, hey, I know Miss Olivia, she handles this. This might be the place to go answer that question, right? And I think that's a really important thing. That's awesome. Well, Olivia, because we've got a jam-packed show today, I don't want to cut your time short, and I'm going to give you a couple of things, but I do want to go back to two questions that I ask everybody. On a serious note, the foundation of our program and things we try to talk about with our community and our players is, love is free in our program, but trust is earned. What does that mean to you in the way that you approach your daily job?
Great question. I think as far as, love is free. You can learn to, love anybody. Trust, that's got to be, trust, yes, trust. You got to, work on that, as far as people that you work with, the kids, trust is something important it's important in all aspects of life. And that's something that's, once it's earned, it's a responsibility that you need to make sure, that person's entrusted you with, and once it's lost, it's kind of hard to get back. So very important, having people around you that you trust and hopefully that you love. So I think we have a good team here, and
Awesome. Well, Olivia, I know you're busy and you got to get back to work, because without you being at the front office, our whole program's not running right now, but we're going to get you back. But thank you for spending time with us today. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully that gave our community a little bit more insight into who you are, what support system around you, but more importantly, what you do logistically every day for our program and how important you are. And we can't thank you enough for everything you do. We appreciate you so much.
Likewise.
We'll be right back.
Serving the people of Greenville is what we do. At GEUS, community involvement, volunteering, giving back through sponsorships, and providing hometown service with world-class reliability are just a few of our priorities. Being a locally owned public power utility means we are your family, friends, and neighbors. Community involvement and giving is easy when you are serving your hometown. Nationally recognized reliability and service, owned by those we serve for over 130 years.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Starting last week, we gave you guys a intro into the Friday night experience, as we call it. When we talk about our games, it's much more than just the game that's being played and the kids and the coaches that are playing that game. It's all the support systems around us that make the experience great. And today, we're going to look further into that by talking to Alyssa Bustos of our cheer program. Alyssa, thank you for being here today.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Well, Alyssa, tell us, obviously I know cheer, there's a ton that goes into it, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just what you've done here at Greenville High School, but it's been the years of preparation, right? And to do all those things, you got to have an incredible support system. So I always like to ask that first question is, tell us a little bit about your support system and how it's helped you get where you are today.
Well, I have a very supportive family. My mom and my dad are at almost every game that they can come to, every competition that I've had. They're there, even at practices for other stuff that I do outside of school cheer. They're always there, ready to watch me and support me. And my brother and my friends, they're all very supportive. When I'm trying to do a new skill or something, they always show that they're there for me. And my coaches have been a big part. I feel like if I haven't had the coaches that I've grown up with and Gabby, that I probably wouldn't be where I am, because they're there for me, because you have to have that good bond for those people to trust you, to teach you all the stuff you need to know. So I think that they also play a very big role.
Okay, awesome. You know, you talked to her, this show's built for our community to get a window and an eye into the inside of our programs, right? And I think everybody has kind of an outside perspective of what the cheer group's responsibility is, but let's look inside the cheer group. When you guys work, what do you feel like is your responsibility as a cheer team for the program?
I feel like our responsibility is almost to just like make sure that everyone is in a good mood and is very supportive of each other and of all the sports and everything. So I feel like if we have that good attitude, like whenever we're down there cheering, if we have a good attitude, people will have a good attitude in the stands, and also the teams on the field will be more positive and have a better attitude.
I think that's an outstanding statement. I think what people don't appreciate enough is how people set the stage for what the event needs to be. And that's, you know, when I look at cheer, I think that's what you guys are doing. Y'all are setting the stage and setting the tempo for an event every single day, right? And because creating the atmosphere that surrounds that team competing is a huge part of that success for that team. And I don't think enough people pay attention to that. I think too many people take that for granted, but that's certainly something we don't take for granted, and we appreciate everything you guys do. So tell us about your journey in cheer. Tell us about how long you've been doing it and how you've gotten here today.
Okay, so I started doing like little classes when I was about 4, and then I joined All-Star Cheer, so it's like the competitive form of the cheer, when I was 10, and then I've done that up until now. I'm still doing it. And then in middle school, obviously I cheered 7th and 8th grade, and then freshman year I was on the freshman team, and then last year I was on JV, and now I'm on varsity.
Awesome.
So I've been doing it all my life, basically.
Awesome. You know, growing up in it, what's your favorite moment being a cheerleader? Can you share that with us?
I think it's probably whenever you're trying something new, and you know, like a stunt or a tumbling pass, it takes a couple times to get to where you actually hit it. But once you hit it, that feeling is like no other. Like, I'm a flyer, so whenever we hit the stunt, I always feel my face, like I always smile and get so excited in the air.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because it's just a good feeling to that you've worked so hard and you finally hit it.
That's absolutely hard work paying off, man. That's exciting to hear, and love that perspective from you. And obviously, being a flyer means you're one of the tumblers. You're one of the ladies up there flying around doing the flips and everything and it's I'm amazed by how you guys can do that every day, because I promise you I'd break my neck trying to do something like that. You know, I know you're in the program, but not here every day in the athletic department with us. But I think you've probably heard, you know, one of the questions I ask, a foundational piece of our program is, love is free in our program, but trust is earned. I just think that's a foundational part of life, right? It doesn't have just to do with athletics. It has to do with who we are as people, right? When I say that statement, what does that mean to you?
So I think I'm a coach at the gym that I teach at, so I think I always try to give those little kids love, and I feel like anyone can give love to anyone. Like, just be a good person, be nice. Love is free. It doesn't take anything to give it. You can just be nice. And I think trust, you really have to build that bond and show that you're going to be there for that person, for them to trust you. So I feel like once you earn that trust, it's like you just hit like a milestone with that person. And but like once you lose it, I mean, like it's hard to get back. So I think that, I think that it's good whenever you get that trust, because then that love is even easier to give.
Absolutely.
So,
I think it's a great answer. All right, good job right there. All right, final question I would ask. You know, I've been in Greenville coming on now almost 8 months now. Almost 8 months now. but you've obviously been here probably a little bit longer than that, right? So
Yeah.
tell me something, what's your favorite part of Greenville that maybe I don't know it about? Maybe it's a simple spot or restaurant or something like that. What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite restaurant in Greenville is probably Tamales.
Okay.
It's really
okay.
good. I feel like you always get the food really fast.
Okay,
You
that's-
order and it comes out like maybe 5 minutes later.
That's important for
It's
sure.
really good Mexican food and I love it.
Okay, awesome. Well, I've been there once, right when I first got here, so I think I got to go back and try it
Yeah,
again.
it's really good.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate you giving us some insight into the cheer program, and thank you so much for everything you do for athletics, and we
course.
look forward to continuing to see you grow in our system. All right?
you.
Thank you so much. Listen. All right, we'll be right back. New, better, fast.
The same excellent reliability and hometown service you've always counted on, now with faster speeds. Whether it is streaming, gaming, surfing the web, or working from home, GEUS is connecting you to the world. Sign up today at GEUS.org or by calling 903-457-2800.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. This week, we're going to take one more look into our line volleyball program with two of our seniors. We have Trinity Washington with us and Ashlee Robison. Ladies, thank y'all for being here today.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. You know, we've spoke to a lot of your teammates in the past, and really I've spoke to a lot of the kids and a lot of coaches in the program, and we always want to start with the first question being about the support systems. I know how much, ladies, y'all work to get where you are. I know how long you've worked, and especially in the world of volleyball with the club world, the school world. I know you're juggling a lot of things, right? So you have to have a tremendous support system around you, correct? So Trinity, let's talk about your support system first.
My support system is my parents. I would say my mom is literally like my backbone. She pushes me, she motivates me in every aspect of life, like educationally and physically, like in sports. So she just pushes me to fill out scholarships every day, like looking towards my future and continue practicing and just making sure I'm on top of my game everywhere.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ashlee, tell us a little bit about yours.
I would say that both of my parents are my support system, and that if one of them is not at the game, then the other person's at the game. I feel like they've really supported me throughout everything, school, volleyball, any sport that I play, they've always been there for me, and yeah.
Awesome, awesome. You know, you look at the volleyball world, and obviously those travels take you into the club world a little bit, right? And the clubs all over the country, correct? I'm sure you've traveled all over the place. Tell us about kind of that lifestyle a little bit. And again, we'll start with you, Trinity. Tell us a little bit about the club world.
It's a lot of dedication. I moved here about 2 years ago, and then when I moved here, I started playing for a club in Dallas.
Okay.
So the commute was like an hour and 30 minutes there, and then
back,
and back.
yeah.
So it was about 3 hours every night, especially when I did extra training. So it was a bunch of commitment,
Okay.
but it was worth it. Like
Awesome.
what came out of it was worth it.
Awesome. Talk about that commitment and how that drives then the way you participate in volleyball now versus before you started that.
It just gave me a lot of experience with different girls, different skill levels, like really high, really low, and then it just taught me how to play in different environments. And it just taught me to play when I'm tired, like those drives, like sitting in the car for that long and then going to the gym and knowing you have that drive home, doing homework in the car, like it just taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah. I think the bigger investment, right, the easier it is to do it the right way, right,
Yes,
and
sir.
push yourself to do it the right way, absolutely. Actually, talk to us a little bit about your club experience.
Okay, so I played for a club in Rockwall, and it wasn't that far away, so it was about like a 30-minute drive. But I would say that I got to play with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different skill levels, and I would say that it really helped me, like, get better as a player and as a teammate.
Okay, awesome. That's a great perspective. When you're looking at dealing with people from different backgrounds, different type of personalities, it's always important to gain experience and skill of meshing with those people, right? You know, one of the things we talk about all the time is win the situation, right? WIM, what's important now is you got to be able to understand what is the situation demanding of you and how do you relate to the people involved in it, right? And I think that's an important skill, and I'm glad you brought that up today. That's awesome. What's the best trip, Trinity, you ever took in the club world?
The best trip I've ever taken in the club world is probably Las Vegas. Yes, I went to nationals with my 15 your team, and it was so fun. It was like just seeing like a whole different part of the world.
Yeah.
Almost like down here, everything's like kind of the same, but then when you get to Las Vegas, it's almost like desert, but then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like crazy lights everywhere, and it's just like they make it their own thing.
Awesome,
So it was nice
awesome.
to see their culture.
Awesome. Ashlee, same
I would
question.
also say mine is Vegas as well. I went my 15th year too, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right, now let's shift to your experience playing volleyball for the Lions, okay? Tell me, Trinity, about your experience. You've been here for a couple of years now. Take us through your experience playing volleyball for us.
I moved here my sophomore year, and I would say it's just like different. It's a family. It's more family built, family surrounded. Like everybody feels more glued together. I don't know if everybody grew up here together maybe because it's a smaller town, but it just feels more like a family environment. Like I went to a bigger school before, and it was just like less consistent, like emotional wise. It was more like volleyball, 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 instead of building that relationship and then getting on the court and playing as a team.
Okay. And how's that kind of changed your perspective of the sport in general?
I love it so much more. Like going from club to school volleyball, club volleyball for me was like so terrible because it wasn't an environment. It didn't feel comfortable. It didn't feel safe. But then at school, it's like, this is my family. I get to play with these girls every day.
Awesome, awesome. Ashlee, same question.
I would say that it is more like a family, like Trent said. I think that because a lot of us have grown up together, we play and we trust each other a lot more, which is a really big deal on the volleyball court because you have to be able to trust each other.
Awesome, awesome. You know, one of the things that we've got a tremendous volleyball team, but you guys also compete in what I believe is the toughest volleyball district in the state of Texas, right? I know we have that. So how do you manage that competitive environment and still continue to stay focused on the goals of even though we're competing with unbelievable teams week in, week out, we still have a goal as a team and we're still fighting for it. How do you manage that?
I think it goes back to just dealing with adversity and going back to those dedication nights where I have to drive an hour and 30 minutes away and like still putting in 100% effort. Like I see my mom in the stands, like she does this for me. So I come on the court, no matter who I'm playing, I have to give my 110%.
Awesome, awesome. Actually, same question. You know, playing in one of the toughest districts in the state, actually, like I said, like I just asked Trinity, is how do you continue to stay motivated, even though the environment is really tough week in, week out, and it's hard to sustain that competitive edge, right? But you have to do it week in, week out. What do you think powers that competitive edge?
I would say that it is dedication, and I have to just remember that at the end of the day, we have one goal, which is to win. But I know that if we don't win, we have to at least put up a tough fight. We can't just let them have it.
That's right. They have to beat us. We can't beat ourselves, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. I think it's an unbelievable perspective, and I think it helps us in everything we do in life, right? But that's why sports are here for in high school, right? To train us in the things that are going to take us where we want to be later in life. Okay, let's shift into a little bit more of a fun thing right here. Okay, talk about your best moment with Lion volleyball.
My best moment with Lion volleyball, I would say it was when I first got on varsity, and I became a 6 rotation outside the first year, and then it felt great. Like it just felt great to be there for my team. Like every single play, like I didn't come off the court, I didn't touch the bench, so it just feels nice to just know that my team believes in me. Like I always have their back no matter what, and even if I feel like I don't have their back, I have to have their back because I don't come off. So it's kind of like. You have to like.
It's there. You got to get it done.
Either way.
You don't be out there. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, one, it's nice to have that feeling, and two, but it's nice to be able to handle that feeling.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and that says a lot of special things about who you are as a young lady. Right? You know, what is your best moment in Lion volleyball?
I would say my best moment is before the game starts, we all go around and we give like high fives and stuff, but Trin likes to hug me and tell me that she loves me before every single game.
That's awesome.
And it makes me want to play even harder.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's being a great teammate and letting them know that you got their back, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that'll lead me into my last question. Okay. You know, the fun part I had, especially in the spring, was get a chance to get to know you guys through our strength and conditioning programs and the off-season programs. I got to see you work every day. But more importantly, we got to talk about the things that we think is important as an athletic group as we start to build a community together, right? Because this is your program, right? We are here to help facilitate it. But one of the things we want to facilitate is the understanding of a basic foundational thought, which is love is free, but trust is what? Earned, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
that's something that's important to us. So when I say that to you, Trinity, what do you feel like? What does that mean to you when I say that?
On the court, all these girls love me. I know outside of volleyball, none of us have drama, so I can tell, like, I can hug them, but then when I'm on the court, like, I earn their trust. Like, I'm there to dig up a ball, or I'm there to cover them if they hit into the block. Like, they can love me outside the court, but I know they can trust me when I'm on the court.
Awesome, awesome. And that's the same question.
I would say that it's easy to love somebody, like on the court and off the court. You can just love them, but you have to develop a relationship in order to trust the person.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's a trust that's built over a period of time, right? And it's consistent actions over that period of time. And here's what I know about you ladies, as far as I know, that's what I see from you every day, and we appreciate that from you. And that's, again, why we wanted to talk to you today and give our community insight into who two incredible young ladies are. So, ladies, thank y'all for your time today.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back to Coach's Corner, and welcome back to our next segment about our Friday night experience groups with another Flaming Flash, our Flaming Flash of the week, Emma Hodel. Very nice to meet you, Emma.
Nice to meet
All right,
you.
very good. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Emma, what we do here is we try to give our community a look into inside of our program. They get to see you guys obviously perform each week, but they don't always get to see the insides of the program, who you are as a young lady, why you dance, and why it means so much to you, and how much work you put in. So what I'd like to start with is the same thing I start with everybody is to do what you do and spend as much time in dance as you have, I'm sure, as a young girl all the way through, you've had to have a tremendous support system, right?
Yes.
So talk to us about your support system.
I would say my support system is my mom and dad. My mom was a Flaming Flash when she was in high school, so I always looked up to her. And my grandparents are very big. They
Awesome.
always support me.
Awesome. And we had a young lady a couple of weeks ago that also had a mother that was a
Yes.
Flaming Flash. I think it's just so awesome that you get to share something like that. So tell us about the experience of sharing that together.
I think it's really cool because I get to see how much we've grown as a community and everything, and how much I look up to her, and how much it's just really cool. It's just getting
That's
to know everyone else.
Well, being a dad and having a little girl myself, I know how that heart's being pulled right now from her. So that's awesome for her to hear and awesome for our community to hear. So thank you for sharing that with us. Talk about your history of dance and tell us a little bit about when it started, the love started for you, and how you've carried it to now.
Well, I started dance when I was really little, about 3 or 4, and then I transitioned into competition dance, and then I took a break for a couple years, and then I came into high school, and then I tried out for Flaming Flashes, and my love has just grown back since.
Awesome. When you were younger and you were doing dancing competitively, a lot of travel involved, a lot of
Yes.
dedication involved,
Yes.
right? So tell us about that experience.
It was fun. I don't remember most of it, but it was always a fun experience with my family, and you getting to meet new people when you go out and learning new techniques and dances, and just a lot of different environments you get to experience.
Awesome. I love hearing about just all the hard work and all the dedication, but more importantly, the chance to spend more time with people and try to get an understanding of how do I relate to others? How do I get out and become the young woman I want to by being able to build the relationships I need to, right? And that's the fun part of it, hearing about it. All right, well, let's transition into being a Flaming Flash. Tell me about your experience with the program and what excites you most about being a Flaming Flash.
I'm having a very fun time, and it's really I like to looking forward to it every week, and going to practice in the morning and being with my friends, and going Friday nights and being out on the field, and it's just like a bunch of excitement going onto the field, and like you're nervous, but then you get out there and it's like a whole new experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, when you do what you guys do, you got to balance a lot of things, right? And talk to us about how you balance the world of, because I know how hard you guys work, and I know y'all here early every morning, and you put so much time into dance, but you also want to take care of academics, right? Because you've got a future academically as well. How do you balance those two things?
I try to do equal effort, but I always know that my school and my grades always come first before dance.
I think that's the right perspective to always have, because dance will be part of your life forever, but that education will set a foundation for your life forever, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, I've been here about 8 months, and I'm getting to know Greenville a little bit, but you've probably been here a lot longer than that, right? And you know some things about Greenville maybe I don't. What is your favorite part of Greenville, Texas?
One of my favorite things to do is going out with my friends to like Bottle Cap. I think it's a really fun place to just hang out, and there's good food, and it's just
Awesome. It is good food. I don't know if I've had a bad meal there yet. I think they do a good job just about everything. There's a lot of diversity too. Yeah, I did have the nachos once, and they are tremendous. You're exactly right about that. You know, and you're obviously not in our day-to-day athletic program, but you've been around our program a little bit, and you may have heard us say something that's really a foundational piece for us, which is we say love is free, but trust is earned, right? And when you hear that, what does that mean to you?
I think I see it as you can love everyone and everything, but you can't trust everything. You kind of have to earn it and just grow onto it.
Awesome. So talk about earning that trust. What is it that you do every day to earn the trust of your teammates on the Flashes?
You kind of just have to trust that they also know what they're doing, and that even if they don't, that they can trust you to kind of help them out. And just like when we're getting to different positions in the dance, you have to trust that they're going to go to the different spot, and just knowing what we're all going to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love to hear that. Emma, thank you so much for spending time with us today and giving us more insight into the Flaming Flashes and all the things that you tremendous young folks do for us every day. I can't thank you enough. I know sometimes you think maybe we don't see, but we certainly in the football department, certainly in our athletic department, appreciate everything that you do. We know y'all put so much time in, and to build an experience for us means the world to us. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with our last segment. Welcome back for our last segment of Coach's Corner today. Every interview that I've done, you know, that I've asked the question, you know, what does it mean? Love is free, trust is earned, and I think when you look at that, we've talked about it before, but I want to talk about it in the sense of kind of building the foundation of a program and what we're looking for. You know, Thursday night, we experienced some tough parts of the game in our football game in the first half, and I looked at the guys and I told them at halftime, you know, the way we played is not the way the game's meant to be played. The game's meant to be played by 11 men on the field who trust each other, believe in each other, and know that if they do their job, they can get wins. And what we did in the second half is they played that way. They played by trusting what they were asked to do, doing the things that they needed to do, and believing in each other. And you know, we talked about after the game, and I sent this out on my Coach's Corner note, is, you know, is that the starting point of something special? Because every program is great, even the ones that I've been a part of in the past, there was a starting point, right? Not every program. I mean, everybody hears about athletic programs, the South Lake Heroes of the world, the Lovejoys of the world. Well, all of those programs had a starting point. And all of those programs in the developmental stage were struggling at times. But there was some point in time where everybody started to believe in the power of building trust and doing their job so that everybody around them could have success. And that's why we ask that question every week. And that's why we emphasize trust so much. You know, we're never going to be perfect as human beings. But if we do everything we can to try to build the trust of others, I think that gives us a chance to be successful. You know, was Thursday night the starting point of something special for our football program? You know, I don't know, and I won't know until I see how everybody responds to that, how much everybody puts into an effort they put into continuing to build trust and continuing to build an environment where everybody can go out and expect to be successful because they know they're going to do their job, they're prepared to do their job, but they also know everybody around them is going to do their job. You know, trust is so fickle because it's so hard to build and it's so easy to lose. And I think it's what's got to drive our mindset every single day with what we do. It doesn't matter if it's you doing it in your job or us doing it here in the athletic department. It's actions, 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 and it's consistency with those actions every single day. And hopefully, over a period of time, if you're resilient enough and you continue to do those things, hopefully what that sparks is that moment towards a full group trusting each other and a result that this great community deserves. We're going to keep building it. We're going to keep working towards it every single day. You have my word that we will do everything we can to build trust every day. I hope these things that you're seeing and us bringing in these young people and these other coaches have given you some enjoyment and into the program. But more importantly, I hope you understand that, you know, our emphasis on building trust with you as a community will never wane. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.